Hey, all right. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome. Week 5 recap. And I know what you're saying. You're saying, hey, listen, there's still 3 games left. But we ain't worried about those 3 games. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little preview of those games, get you guys excited for them or not, and we're going to keep it going, all right? Because what I imagine is we're going to go ahead and we're going to advance tonight. Games are going to get played tonight, and this thing is happening. So let's get into it. First game, week 5, New York Jets, Miami Dolphins. Asian versus Joe. Big game here for the AFC East, because the winner of this puts themselves in a really good spot to possibly, take the division later on down the line, winning a division game. Joe loses this game 41-34. I don't think you guys understand how big of a deal this is for Joe now. Having already dropped to Boogie and now dropped to Asian. All these records are going to be similar at the end. And Joe dropping 2 division games early in the season, he's got to win the rest or he is not going to win the division. Mark that down. Hey, this video brought to you by Rockstar. You got a long day today? Drink some Rockstar. But let's go to the stats here. Trevor Lawrence, 415 yards in the air, almost doubling Miami. And then in the rushing game, both of them are very similar. Not really a lot of rushing. This was a throw-in game. 2 turnovers apiece. Time of possession was on the Jets' side. Red zone, great job in the red zone for Miami. The Jets still have some improvement to do. 50% in the red zone and turning the ball over. Let's get down a little bit more nitty-gritty. Trevor Lawrence, 423 in the air, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I am telling you, if this dude figures out how to not throw interceptions, he's going to start blowing guys out. The way that this Jets team is constructed right now, speedy running back, 2 fast pass catching tight ends, 1 insane deep threat in Scary Terry, and an elite X Factor quarterback. This offense tough to stop, and Asian has proven that right now. 26 of 31 at 83%. Holy moly. Asian is on fire right now. He's figuring it out, guys. He's figuring it out. I don't know if he's ready to win the AFC East, but he's ready for a really good season. And I think towards the end of the cycle, he'll be in position to win a division. Sammy D, 4 touchdowns. That's good for him, but 2 interceptions, and at 62%. And that's a standard Sam Darnold day. He's not elite. He's not a bum, but those little mistakes are end up what costing you ball games. Joe Mixon, 11 rushes for 82 yards. 7.5. He averaged 7.5. And Guanyu, Wakanda Jr., 14 for 61. And let's see how many times Darnold throws the ball. Darnold throws it 32 times and rushes 11. This is a bad move by Dolphins. This is a bad move by Joe. If Joe goes ahead and he runs the ball a little bit more with Mixon, maybe he can control the clock a little bit more. There was a big disparity in time of possession. He can make Sammy D throw some easier balls because they're not just worried about the pass. Mixon has to touch the ball more, especially when you're averaging 7.5. Receiving wise, oh boy. Let's start with the Jets. And once again, the Jets, the way that they're constructed right now, with Scary Terry and both of these tight ends, that's 12 catches from the tight end position. 12. And 7 deep, good, averaging 28 yards a catch kind of balls that he's getting. And 3 of them go for touchdowns. What do you do now? You going to back up? Tight ends are going to eat you. You gonna play short, shallow? Scary Terry going to take you up top. You going to play outside the box? Here comes the running back. Right up the gut. This offense is a problem right now, and I'm enjoying this. Finally, all of the GM moves, all of the scouting, the trading is starting to pay off. You can see it, and I'm a big fan. Let's go to the Dolphins here. Mike Gesicki, and this is pretty good. Gesicki, Derek Royal, whoever that is, Waddle, mixing out of the backfield. Got to find a way to get Waddle more catches than this guy, whoever that is, Derek Royal. Waddle, an X Factor receiver, pretty good, 90 something speed, very high. That's just not enough. So, not enough runs for Mixon, and Waddle doesn't get as involved. Uh, and what does that equal? That equals a win for the Jets, who win by 7. They were trailing going into the second half, 28-19. Come back and outscore the Dolphins, 22-6 to win the game, 41-34. Great job, Asian. Great job, Jets. Going on to the next game, Buffalo and Tampa Bay. And let's just get into this. This right here. Look at those middle, second, and third quarters. Owned them, Buffalo did. 29 to nothing. Just went on a run. 29 to nothing. Shut out the Tampa Bay offense in the second quarter and then coming out of the half. Put up 55 to win the game, 55 to 30. Let's get more into this. No rush yards here from the Bills. All Josh Allen in his true debut. His last debut was a computer win, fair sim. Josh Allen gets it done. He said, "Coach, go ahead, stay home. I got this." In his true debut, Josh Allen shreds the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense here for over 400 yards. Tampa Bay turns the ball over 5 times. So what a good job by Buffalo offensively and then defensively creating turnovers. Let's get a little bit more into it. Josh Allen, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. 19 to 21, 90%. Wow. You're not going to beat. Listen, if this is how Boogie's going to play for the rest of the season, a lot of people are in big trouble. The question is, can he keep this consistent pace at the quarterback play in order to win these games? Because not every game is going to be a shootout either. You're going to have to win some close games. You're going to have to run the ball, all these other things. Jordan Love, 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions. And what a shame. We just finished saying what a great job that Tampa was doing from the offensive position. And Jordan Love just completely does a horrible job. 16 to 25, 64%. And Asian brings up a really, really good point, which is Tampa Bay, the way they're constructed, they have a really great secondary. Some good safeties, Whiteside. They got some bunting, some good corners. For the Bills, without really an elite receiver, for the Bills to go ahead and get that done the way that they got that done, question marks. That's all I'm going to say is question marks. Buccaneers have a tough test ahead next week going against the Carolina Panthers. But Carolina likes to be a lot more balanced. Let's go to the rushing here. Ezekiel Elliott, 13 for 19. Listen, usually I am the first guy. I'm the first guy to say, why are you not running Elliott? What is wrong with you? How could you do such a thing? In this game, though, you've got Josh Allen going 19 to 21 or whatever he was doing for 400 yards. Hey, Ezekiel, why don't you sit here in some pass protection and let Josh deal, right? Boogie does that. He lets Josh deal. Elliott just keeps him honest a little bit. Maybe some goal line runs for a touchdown, but that's it. Ronald Jones, 20 for 86, 2 touchdowns, four averages 4 yards. So it is what it is. Some good balance. I mean, when you have Jordan Love throwing 4 touchdowns, you got to find a way, or 4 interceptions. You got to find a way for Ronald Jones to get involved. He just wasn't really a super factor either, and that's just not enough for Tampa. DeAndre Molds, or DeAndre, however you want to pronounce that. We'll just call him Mr. Molds. 6 receptions for 195. A.J. Wallace, big game for him, 3 for 100. Tight end Dawson Knox. I mean, this is a really good job of spreading it around. He's got at least 6 guys catching passes out here. So Josh Allen's dealing it. 4 different guys get touchdowns. Very tough to defend. Great game by the Bills. Buccaneers, on the other hand, 5 for Godwin, the deep threat, of course. Everybody knows this. And then Ronald Jones in the check down game, 6 for 72. Nobody else really getting involved. Duvernay, 1 good catch. There we go. 1 for a touchdown. Ayuk, nothing. O.J. Howard, 1. Tremaine Brown, 1. The fullback. We don't expect the fullback to get a lot, but Some of these other guys, they need to dig in a little bit more because what's happening is these guys can hone in on Godwin. They can maybe let Ronald Jones get a check down and then rally and punch him in the face. Bills put together a good game plan offensively and defensively, win the game 55 to 30. We're going to see how this continues to pan out for the Bills and for Tampa as they move forward. Chiefs Titans. This game's going to happen later today. Chiefs will win this game in a blowout because Tennessee is horrible. And I say that because they haven't played good against top competition. They have a rookie quarterback who, when he's hot, Tennessee can compete with anybody. But when he's not hot, horrible, horrible player. Titans couldn't do anything last week. They only put up 3 points. We'll see what happens this week. I expect the Chiefs offense to go ahead and have a field day tonight against Tennessee. Chiefs will win that game by a lot. We'll see what happens. In a big matchup of high-level users, Baltimore Ravens 24, Minnesota 20. Vikings schedule early on has been brutal. Has been brutal. They've got losses to Doc, Ravens. I think he played Mac. I don't remember if he played Mac already. He is just brutal schedule right now. Baltimore was up 21-7 going into the fourth. Minnesota was able to come back a little bit, but the game was in hand for the most part. Let's dig more into it. Baltimore winning in the pass game. Kellen Mond has started to taper off a little bit. He had an amazing rookie season. He got everybody to the Super Bowl. Unbelievable. He has really tapered off. This is Thad Castle's team right now. Justin Jefferson, seems like he's not 100% happy with what's going on. There's some locker room mumbling. Could be a move coming up. We'll see what happens. 1 turnover apiece for these guys. Let's get more into it. Lamar Jackson, 332, 1-1. 17-27 for 62%. Kellen Mond, not too far off, 66%. A little bit of the same, but Kellen Mond is no Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson comes out on top on that one. Over 100 more yards. Let's get to the rushing. Thad Castle, 9 for 111. This is Thad Castle's team. That's what this is. This isn't Dalvin Cook's team anymore. This isn't Kellen Mond's team anymore. That's why Justin Jefferson is so disgruntled right now, and he might be seeking a trade, unconfirmed reports. But Thad Castle right now, he wants to run the football. Okay? 9 for 111, 2 touchdowns. Does a great job. Dalvin Cook only gets in when Thad Castle allows him to get in. Saquon Barkley, 20 rushes for 60. Tough day running, but you got to appreciate that Barkley and the Ravens were going to continue to feed him so that they can remain multi-dimensional. Once you get you get one-dimensional on a guy like Deasy, he's going to hone in with his defense and he's going to make you pay. So really good job of forcing the Vikings to continue to respect the run, even though the runs didn't really pan out. The Ravens, Dallas Goedert, couple of big deep balls, and I saw some of this game. A couple of one-on-one balls to Goddard, in which he just 6'4", jumps, leaps, catches the ball, and had some good yards after the catch. As you can see, you go over here to run after the catch. He's got 94 of his yards after the catch. Big weapon. That was a big trade. Jamar Chase, another guy who was a trade. Mecole Hardman, another guy who was a trade. Trade. This entire team is not Ravens, and they are working. Jamar Chase with 5 for 57. So hone in on one, get beat with another. Great job by the Ravens in moving the ball around. Vikings, on the other hand, Jaden Collins, the rookie, 2 for 84. Dalvin Cook, no need for him to run the ball. Doing a great job out of the backfield. That's probably where he's better than Thad Castle. And Justin Jefferson with 5 catches. He leads the team for 42 and a touchdown. It'll be interesting. Can the Vikings acquire another elite receiver to take some pressure off of Jefferson, or is Jaden Collins just going to have to step up and grow up a lot sooner because he's only a rookie? So, you know, to try to say that Jaden Collins is a legit number two, I think Justin Jefferson might need a legit number one beside him to get some of that pressure off to make DZ's offense more explosive. Right now, they're struggling and they're losing games with a great defense for the lack of offense in the pass game. 24-20, Baltimore wins the game. Like I said, they're on the come up. Vikings continue a tough start to the season. Um, we'll go into the standings and all that later on. Ooh, Saints, Falcons. Listen, this is the game. Forget the other games. Forget Chiefs, Titans. Forget whatever other game. I think Taco's playing somebody. I could care less who he's playing. This is the game. This is the one. This is happening tonight. I need to find out what time this game is happening. I want to say it's 5:30 p.m. PST. We are going to double check right now for everybody. I don't want to give any bad information. Monday. That's today. 8:30 Eastern p.m. If you're a West Coast guy, dinner time. I'm going to be at practice. Hey, we're back at it, people. We got practice every day. We got to get ready for a great season, both at El Camino College and at South High School. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to miss this game, but we for sure are going to watch it later. 8:30 EST for you guys, 5:30 PST. You guys got to watch this. Atlanta Falcons at 2-2. There's some games that they've played well. There's some games they haven't played well. Deshaun Watson, we'll say, even in his losses, has played a lot better. Prime with Kyler Murray. I think he's trying a new playbook. He's trying to figure out some things. Francis Lisby's throwing his hands in the air. Antonio Gibson is like, bro, 1 week I have over 150 yards. Next week I have 9. There is some disgruntled locker rooms in this game. Whoever loses this game, his soul will probably be crushed for the rest of the season. We'll see. Everybody tune in. This is the game of the week. Cowboys, Eagles. Eagles, 42. Dallas, 40. And offensive game, 0 defense being played with no turnovers. No one could even force a turnover. This was all offense. Philly does a really good job of just keeping pace ahead of Dallas. Dallas was in comeback mode a lot of the time. Let's go to the stats here. Aaron Rodgers, 381, 6 touchdowns. The quarterback play from Philly with Rodgers has been amazing this year. 22 of 23 for 95 yards, for 95%. That is unbelievable. That is passing league t-shirt and shorts statistics. That's not even like there's no defense out there. 6 touchdowns, 22 of 23. Billy Baker, no different. 16 and 19, 84%. 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. No defenses. Both of these defensive coordinators should be fired immediately because they played none of it. Unbelievable. Aaron Rodgers comes out on top of that battle with 6 touchdowns. Unbelievable. And once again, maybe this is where Dallas could have slowed the game down a little. Look at Josh Jacobs. 28 carries, 114 yards, 4 at a clip. So this 50-50, is he going to run it? Is he going to throw it? This offense is tough. He actually ran the ball 28 times. Rodgers only threw it 23 times. You have to honor the run here. Look at Dallas. You don't have to honor the run. He only ran 10 times. Yes, it was at 7 a clip, but we need more. Where's that 50-50? Billy Baker has a good game, but once again, it doesn't equal a win. Why you get Cam Akers? Why you get all these other guys? This is not working out for Dallas here. Cowboys, let's go over their stats here. Laviska Shenault, former Jaguar. Huge day for him. 4 for 170. Averaging 42 yards a reception. 3 touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb over 25 yards. These guys are just throwing the ball as deep as they can. Amari Cooper, Cam Akers, all these guys just running deep, throwing deep. There is no semblance of any kind of intermediate or short game here. Unbelievable. But it doesn't equal a win. And that's what's unfortunate. Eagles, on the other hand, holy moly. Quez, the deep threat, 45 yards per catch, 3 for 136 and 2 touchdowns. Travis Kelsey, 12 for 119 and 4 touchdowns. What a job getting Kelsey. Um, you know, a lot of people they definitely weren't sure if that was a really good trade because Kelsey's a little bit older, but Kelsey works for the Eagles. You've got a running back who can pound the ball, and then not only do you have a running back who can pound the ball, but you have a tight end that you can throw it to. This is a huge combination. This is really tough for people to defend, and the Eagles are showing it. Jamal White, couple catches, really good, and just getting a couple other guys involved. But this is clearly Travis Kelsey, Josh Jacobs with a conductor of Aaron Rodgers in one, maybe his last season, maybe he's got two left, who knows. 42-40. Philadelphia wins the game. And it's t-shirt and short league. Nobody played defense in this game. I'm gonna give a shout out to Doc. All inside zones. I'm I'm sure Josh Jacobs ran maybe one power, one halfback base, maybe a trap. Hopefully this game he ran maybe stretch maybe once or twice. But listen, Josh Jacobs, inside zone. You can't stop it. You're gonna lose. That's it. So great job by the Eagles. 42-40 division matchup. Cowboys, they're staying in the pooper. No good. Let's move on to the next one. Cincinnati and Chicago. Debo the gamer and keep the bus running, but the bus can't possibly run off of $6 a gallon. This is tough. Bears lose another one. 28-20. And you can see that the Bears, they try to run the ball, but there's just not a lot of threats in the pass game. And that's, I think, what's costing them. 3 turnovers apiece. Good defense by both teams, but the pass game of the Bengals just a little bit better. Let's go to the stats here. David Cummings throws for over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks at 14 of 18, 77%. And then every week we say this, Justin Fields. I probably at this point, I'm going to go ahead and call Justin Fields a bust. He should be elite. He's not. 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. He's at 50%. The Bears at this point, if there's anybody that needs a quarterback left, Bears should trade Justin Fields, get some picks, or not even picks, get some players that can go and play, because Justin Fields, listen, you could have a high school quarterback at this point. Justin Fields, you're wasting him. Get him out there and get the most value you can get. David Montgomery. David Montgomery. And the chat's going wild. I love you guys. I appreciate it. David Montgomery, 11 rushes for 121, averaging 11 yards a carry. How does he not get more? How many times do you let Justin Fields throw this thing? 12 of 22, 54%. But you don't feed Montgomery more. Mamacita, man. Even the other guy, Zach. Nope. That's Cincinnati. Cincinnati runs all over. 4.5 yards, 7 yards. A little disappointed in Montgomery. I understand that you need to get Justin Fields involved, but I'm going to say 5 less throws for Fields, 5 more carries for Montgomery. If you're going to throw with Fields, do it off of play actions, because Fields can't read the field. He can't read it. Nothing here in the receiving. Once again, Cole Kmet, their leading receiver. Don't know who this guy is. Don't know who that guy is. Mooney, a shadow of himself. He's no good in year 5. Robinson, nothing. I mean, this Bears offense and their receiving core is probably one of the worst in the league. We see it every week. Cincinnati, Corey Neighbors, not really a big day this week. It was Naheem Hines leading out of the backfield, 5 for 65. Kupp could go ahead, shows up, 3 for 85 and a touchdown. Neighbors, usually around that 6 to 7 catches a week is what we've been seeing from him. He gets 3, so good job by the Bears. It's kind of taken him away a little bit. We'll see Neighbors probably pick it up as time goes on. Bengals with a good out-of-division win, out-of-conference win, 28-20. The Bears struggling. Cincinnati needs to keep stringing these things together, Because if Cincinnati can keep these string these things together, they actually have a chance when these Browns versus Ravens games come up. If they don't win and they're like already under 500 or the Browns or Ravens are above them, then that game's not going to matter. He's got to keep pace, got to keep winning. Good job, Bengals. Let's check out this chat real quick before we go into Cleo, my dear Majojos. Inside zones, I see. Fields coming to Vegas. Ooh, is that a trade that could possibly happen? Justin Fields could possibly go to Vegas. Vegas has some talent there, maybe a little bit older, but they have some talent there that possibly could help bolster Chicago's roster immediately. We'll see. We'll see. Vegas always very aggressive in making trades, aggressive in free agency, and it's paid off for him. He's got a division title. Um, you know, he's going for another one. He loves the taste of it. Very competitive. Gotta call Las Vegas Raiders GM one of the best of this cycle so far. Cleveland, Pittsburgh. Let's not waste too much time here. Holy moly. Hashtag change the view. Hashtag change the view. It was 24-10 at the end of the first half. 37-7 at the end of the third. This game was over before it started. Peyton completely gets demolished. Only turns the ball over twice, but gets completely demolished here. Baker Mayfield, pitch and catch, 11-15. Scott Hall from Penn State, who started the season hot. Everybody, Scott Hall. Go Nittany Lions. Scott Hall has completely turned into a sophomore jinx quarterback. No touchdowns, one interception. He's at 50% completion. And here we go. Nick Chubb averages 10 yards a carry. 16 for 157, 3 touchdowns. I mean, the Steelers just need to... What is their identity? Are they an offensive team? I don't think so. Are they a defensive team? Surely not here. I don't know what's going on here in Pittsburgh because we're in Season 5. So in Season 5, you should at least have constructed your team one way. Oh, I love defense. I'm a defensive guy. Oh, I'm an offense. I love offensive guy. I don't know what's been constructed here in Pittsburgh except for a losing roster. Chubb dominates. The backup gets in. D'Angelo Gandy, the rookie, and the old guy Lindsey they get the team over their 10 rushes that they need to, but for not much success. Browns 3. Oh my goodness. Schwartz is the deep threat. Everybody else eats over here. Not a big deal. Let's go to the Steelers. Irv Smith has a good day but can't get in the end zone. Dwayne Peoples. Don't know who this guy is. This guy's completely disappeared. He should be highly rated. He's nothing right now. Let's not spend too much left here anymore. 47-7. Cleveland clearly in control of the AFC North right now. Can't wait to see that Cleveland versus Baltimore matchup. That'll decide the division. Unless the Bengals can keep pace and then sneak out some wins against the Ravens and Cleveland. Let's move on here. Seattle, San Francisco, Mr. Witness. Mr. Witness pulls out a win, 34-20. Offensively has a big day. Forces 4 turnovers as well. And the San Francisco 49ers were down 20-0 at the end of the half. So this game, in theory, was already over. It's 20-0. Seattle's already throttling down, and now San Francisco comes back at the end, but it still wasn't enough. To go down 20-0 and hold the lead is usually what everybody does. But it's hard. You throttle down. It's human nature to just relax. Looks like Seattle does that a little bit. They get outscored 20-14, but we're never in any real danger. Let's look at the stats here. Russell Wilson. Great day for him. 3 touchdowns and a pick. 8 of 14, though, 57%. Not exactly the best. Jared Goff, probably off of a field goal fake or something, completes one. And Trey Lance, 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He can't help himself. 62% completion percentage. Trey Lance loses the game for him. There's no other way to say it. Mack with 18 for 99. Sanders does a good job. Trey Lance, always, 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 always going ahead and scrambling out of the pocket. Um, he counts to 3, so it's never a violation. But he will send 5 guys vertical. He'll say 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, close his eyes, and then he's out the pocket. He has no intention of throwing sometimes. Trey Lance will break the pocket, use his legs, and if you leave a guy open, he's going to hit him because Trey Lance can throw on the run very well. But at the end, it's Marlon Mack and the Seahawks that go ahead and get it done. Let's go. Oh, ill. Ill. So let me explain why I just said ill. In this game, during the game in the chat, which I'm not watching this game. This is a bum game. I'm not watching this. But I will talk about it. In the game, in the chat, ooh, Metcalf, he cooking. He did the Ezekiel Elliott gif. He's eating. Oh, he's cooking. He's eating. This boy had 3 catches. What are you talking about? That's eating? If that's eating with 3 catches, my boy's going to look like he's Somalian. Ribs showing and everything. You better. Eating means this boy's got 7, 10. Nothing he could do. Stop. You got 3 catches? You got the same amount as your running back. Spoiler alert, I think your running back's still leading in receptions. We're almost at week 9. So, I don't know. I could have swore that was he was going to need more. But 3 for 163 is great, but that's only 3 catches. That's not my definition of eating. Let's go to the Niners here. Jerry Rice Jr., 3 for 93. Kittle, 5 for 79. Terrell Owens Jr. Got a lot of sons on here, huh? Got a lot of sons on it. And George Kittle been in the league for 8 years. We might get George Kittle Jr. on this team not too long from now. But it's just not enough for the 49ers. The 2 touchdowns are great, but 4 interceptions, 4 turnovers. Seahawks 34-20 with the win. That's a division win. I still feel as though the Seahawks are bottom tier of the division. So is San Francisco. They're probably going to finish 3-4 unless Kuzi really is tanking. I mean, he could be. And I understand Travis Ward's no good. I understand his defense is god awful. But I'm telling you right now, like, there's some music I can still take that same team and finish 11-6, still get into the playoffs. You're just going to get waxed in the playoffs. You know, there's no way Kuzi should go 3-17 or 3-14. There's just no way. We'll keep an eye on Kuzi Gate, Tank Gate. Here we go. Oof, my lordy, lordy. Las Vegas, Denver, 52-14. Let's look at the score of this at the half. 42-7. This game is exactly what I told you was going to happen. The Vegas Raiders are a better team than what they played earlier in the season when they were losing. The Denver Broncos are a worse team than they were playing when they were winning. And now that he is getting into division matchups, which are the ones that really matter. Nobody cares if you beat, the Colts, the Titans. You got to beat your division guys. Loses the game 52-14. You don't just lose, you get waxed, embarrassed. Vegas does everything they want to do offensively and create 3 turnovers. This is an embarrassing game for Denver. Ryan Leaf with 5 touchdowns, no interceptions, 20-24. I mean, this guy doesn't even get touched, no sacks. And the Heisman winner, Harold Baskett, starting to realize that NFL defenses are different than college, throws 3 interceptions. He goes 2 touchdowns, 3 picks at 50%. This is tough for Denver. They're not going to win the division. They're not going to be in the conversation. They're probably going to finish last. But it was a shame because they started off like 1-0, 2-0. We just knew what it was eventually going to be. It's just unfortunate. Uh-oh. Let's go to the passing real quick. 13-26. Uh-oh. Oh, Aaron Jones, 24-138. Let's just make sure here. Oh. and Eric Dickerson with 6 carries for 10 yards. Vince Harold 2 for 2, only 8 rushes for the Broncos. Oh, this is unfortunate. 8 rushes for the Broncos equals, you know what it is, bam, 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 violation. We'll be taking a picture of this and sending it to the commission. It is what it is. It's unfortunate. Listen, we don't do this on purpose. We're just out here trying to we're just out here trying to enjoy what's going on, and we're just out here trying to put on a show for everybody to recap. Listen, you weren't going to get away with this, Denver. It's not my fault. You weren't going to get away with this. You got to run 10 times. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Moving on. Even if the runs ain't working, that's not an excuse. You still got to run 10 times because the passing wasn't working either. Here we go. Broncos out here. Noah Fant, 6 of 187. He gets the tight end involved. Everybody else, just minimal catches. I mean, it was a blowout, so they were just trying to get a couple touches for their contracts. Meanwhile, over here, you've got Darren Waller, 7 for 97. Ruggs, the speedster, averaging 25 yards a clip pretty much. 3 touchdowns. There's just too much speed here. Too many good players against a bad defensive Denver Bronco team. Let's stop talking about this. Final score, 52-14. Vegas wins. Denver, I'm sorry. You had to get it exposed on national TV, but this is what the people want. I had to do it. I'm sorry. 52-14. Violation incoming. Here we go to the next game. The Chargers beast versus the Patriots. Chargers jump out to a 14-0 lead at the end of the first. 21-6 at half. So they're in a really good spot. Kind of cruise after that. They turned the ball over twice. Let's dig a little deeper into this right here. Jermichael Peck, Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert finally plays a little bit better at quarterback. 3 touchdowns, still 2 interceptions, but, at least he's throwing a little bit more than what he was doing before. And right now, that little difference, making sure that Shelby's not the only answer, could be the reason that they go ahead and they get a win. Let's go to the Russian. Shelby, 15 for 98. Really good day for him, and a really good day for Rashad Patterson, 22 for 152. Both of these guys over 6 a clip. Great job in the run game for both of them. Chargers. And I'm telling I think Chargers watches my show. I think he does. Keenan Allen, 8 for 135. Braxton Edmonds, the rookie, with 5. And Shelby starting to say, hey, listen, I caught too many balls in the beginning of the season. I need to take it down a little bit. Once again, still would love to get Stephon Diggs involved. You traded for him. You got him. I think you even signed him again. 1 catch for 9 yards is just not going to get over 4 quarters. That's just tough. That's not going to get it done. You got to find a way to sprinkle him in there. Call some plays for him. Meanwhile, for New England, none of these guys. Who's this? Tevin Moore, Hunter Henry, old. John Ross, meh. Running back. It's just not enough offense here. They try their best, but it's just not their thing. Should Denver have sent Simmons to me? They could have. It just wasn't meant to be. You know what I mean? We didn't really pursue that trade that hard. We saw that he was available. We talked a little bit, but there was nothing huge. We want to thank Asian for his subscription. Thank you so much, man. We got nothing but love for you. But at the end of the day here, Chargers 28, New England 20. New England drops a game while the Jets win one and the Bills win one. The Chargers win while the Raiders win and Denver loses. So you're going to start to see these standings start to shape out. We'll make sure we go over it before this thing is over. Houston, Indianapolis, another division game here. I'm Mancha. Mancha actually losing at the half, 21-17, comes back and dominates the second half, makes some great adjustments, outscores them 21-7 to win the game by 10, 38-28. Equal on the turnover ground. Even though Houston has all the arrows, 50 yards in passing, 30 yards in rushing. The big one is first down, 17-12. Let's dig a little deeper into it, huh? Steinbach, 2 touchdowns, only 1 interception. I think that's the key for him. Jeremy Cook with one interception, and quarterback play is a must. You got to have it. Really good in the percentages for both of these guys. Um, and my mind tells me it must have been a lot of check downs and drags, right? Indianapolis loves the short stuff. Houston, to be honest, they love it all right now. They really do. They'll throw it deep to Harrison. They'll check it down. They'll do all that stuff. So they're not really a check down drag team at this moment. The Colts are, but they're not. Najee Harris, 21 for 162. Jonathan Taylor, 14, 135, and 4. What a great job on the ground for both of these guys. And that's really the key for both of these guys is stop throwing the ball. Your quarterbacks are horrible. Cam Anderson, Derek Ferguson, big days for them. 3 for 79, 7 for 70. Everybody else tries to chip in, but it's just to move the sticks or get a little closer to a first down. Texans, once again, Harvey Harrison, one of the best receivers in the AFC, 7 for $152, 2 touchdowns. Gallup and JT Owens pitch in. This is a really good job by Texans, spreading the ball around, doing some good things. And that ends up equaling a 38-28 win. Houston comes out on top. Rams, Cardinals. Man, listen, another division game. All these division games starting to pop up. And 36-34, the Rams losing the game 21-13 at the half and coming back to outscore them 23-13 to win the game 36-34. Great day by both offenses. Travis Ward, and listen, the Cardinals are married to Travis Ford. They talk about him like he's great. He's 23 of 28 for 82 yards. And yes, I think he had a great day again. Travis Ward, great day. But here's something you need to understand. Nobody is scared of Travis Ward. Nobody. So you've got some good route concepts. You're throwing some good things together. He's throwing some good balls. That's great. But there's nobody scared of him. Everybody was scared of Kyler. Kyler with his feet, Kyler with his stuff, Kyler with his playmaking. Travis Ward has no playmaking. He can throw a ball. That's good. But nobody's scared of him. I think this is going to bite him later on. Rams not really known for their lights out defense. I think when the Cardinals play some top tier division talent, these teams, he's going to struggle. Just like he's done before. I think they're like 1-3 or something, or 1-4. Dak Prescott, though, he has figured it out. 400 yards in the air, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, 65%. Another great job from him. Corum, 19 carries for 79 yards. And man, Silas Evans, 12 for 63, 5 yards a clip. Hard to say that he should have ran more because Travis had such a great day. Receiving wise, here we go with the Cardinals. And maybe this is what's going on. Silas Evans, who used to be everything for the Cardinals. He was the NFC equivalent of Shelby, okay? Has kind of been muted by these new rules about the halfbacks leading in receptions. Jordan Sherman with 9 catches. Boone with 5. So, really getting the receivers involved. Bartell. And maybe this is something that now the Cardinals will see. Like, listen, we got to get other guys involved. Offense looked good. Offense was fine. Your defense is god-awful. That's because you're picking defenses that are based off of free blitzers and YouTube. You're not picking them off of personnel matching and all these other things. But that's a you thing. That has nothing to do with Madden. Rams, Rashad Bateman, 6 for 182. Chisna, Corum, the running back, gets some. Mikey Estrada the third gets no catches this game. We'll see what happens his next game. But this is enough for the Rams to go ahead and win a tight one, 36-34. Division game. Rams on top of the division. Cardinals struggling hard. I don't know if the Cardinals can't be tanking, right? You can't tank. Listen, Kuzi, I'm telling you right now, if you don't end up winning at least 8-9 games, going over 500, we're going to assume you're tanking, we're going to boot you. We're just going to assume you're tanking. There's no way you should be losing 8-9 games, especially since your offense is so good. So you better step your game up and start winning some of these games because you're going to get that. You're going to get it. Moving on to the next game. Carolina and Jacksonville. I mean, This was a slugfest. Um, Jacksonville came out hot, got a 3-and-out, scored immediately to go up 7-0. Carolina had to claw themselves back to take a 17-7 lead at half, and then we actually scored in the start of the fourth quarter to make it 24-7. It was a 24-7 game. We knew that it wasn't going to stay that way. Jacksonville, not only do they come back and start to score, but they actually take the lead. A tip drill pick from the Jacksonville defense for a pick six gave them a 27-24 lead. Carolina had a chance to get the ball back one more time. They drive down the field, score the game winner with about 50 seconds left, and then defensively hold um, to win the game 31-27. Let's take a look here, though. Uh, Offenses, look at this. So even though he has all the arrows, look at how even this is. 348, 338, 76 and 74, 272. I mean, unbelievable, unbelievable. So, amazing day offensively for both of these guys. I think the difference was Jacksonville with 3 turnovers. Jacksonville with 3 turnovers. That's probably what helped lead to the 24-7 lead. We did not step off the gas. We did not, whatever. We tried to stay aggressive. It actually came back to bite us a little bit. But Jacksonville played great all 4 quarters. Let's look at it a little bit more. Mac Jones, 280 in the air, 2-1. The one interception off of a tip pick six to get Jacksonville back in the lead. 20 and 26, 76%, and that's just what he does. That's his normal play. Zach Wilson though, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, one by Tre'Davious. Another one I don't remember who picked it. Gets sacked 3 times, 72%. So a great day by him as well. But the interceptions and all that end up mattering later on. Travis Etienne, 17 for 76. And listen, I always am like, man, you got to run the ball more, or whatever. But when you're down 24-7 in the fourth quarter, your running is almost out of the equation. Travis Etienne had his X factor lit too. So if that was a closer game, Etienne could have easily, had about the 20 carry mark, kind of like CMC. We don't have as many yards per attempt as Etienne, but we get in the end zone twice with CMC. 19 for 74, 2 touchdowns. Jaguars, DJ Chark. Listen, DJ Chark, 4 for 79. This is still a good day, but it's not a Chark day. Chark was averaging 20 something yards a catch. I mean, touchdowns and everything. We limit it to 4 for 79. Cyborg, though, on his side, because we pay so much attention to DJ Chark, Travis Etienne, Cyborg completely destroys us. 3 touchdowns out of 5 catches. Etienne does a great job out of the backfield. The MVP of the game for the Carolina Panthers, Greg Beast. Guy drops like 3 or 4 balls this game. Big time balls in the seam. All he has to do is turn around, catch it, fall down. Can't hold on to it. He got scared. He's 6 foot 194. Too light in the pants apparently. Huge. I believe that Beast is on the block. Panthers. Tommy Tremble, 5 catches for 80. CMC, 5 for 71. Robbie getting involved. Luke Cage, more. We'd love to get some more of these catches from Moore, who's a 99 overall X Factor. Robbie Anderson, still a ton of speed. Luke Cage, the rookie. But just a lot of dealing the ball around evenly. Same as the Jaguars. And that's what good offenses do. We come out on top, 31-27. Jags go to 3-2, but they're going to win their division easy. Panthers at 4-1 now. Big game against the Buccaneers coming up next week. We'll see how this one pans out against the Buccaneers. If I win that game, Carolina wins the game, the division's clearly mine. There's nothing he can do about it. But if we lose the game, man, Buccaneers are going to have all the momentum, division win, huge opportunity for them. So must win for the Buccaneers next week. We'll see what happens. Moving on to the next. Green Bay versus the Giants. And man, this game goes down to overtime. An overtime game in which Danny Dimes makes his return to New York the week after getting traded and says, "You don't think I could play? Let me show you." 334 in the air, 82 on the ground. I mean, Green Bay turned the ball over twice and still was able to win the game. Giants played pretty clean. Joe Burrow, 249 in the air and a touchdown, 22 of 30. What a big upgrade for the Giants at the quarterback position. Um, but it's Danny Dimes' day. 354 in the air, one touchdown, two interceptions. This is the thing that the Giants was talking about. He's too inconsistent. He throws too many picks. He's costing you games. I think this trade goes great for both. Burrow is going to be the quarterback for the Giants moving forward. Fits his style. Daniel Jones is 1,000% better than Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick is god awful. As you can see, Fitzpatrick, 0 throws. He's riding pine right now. But this is a huge come up instead of Fitzpatrick. And even with the two interceptions, throwing at 69, 70%, that's going to equal wins. Russian, Dobbins, 14 for 56. Daniel Jones, and I guess this is Fitzpatrick. Daniel Jones, 6 for 49. Read option game still alive because Daniel Jones can run the ball. He's not slow. Kamara with 15 for 33. Fitzpatrick officially probably on the block, but nobody wants him because he's no good. Green Bay rode him as long as he could. Daniel Jones, QB of the future. Here's a problem for the NFC now because Daniel Jones is only going to get better as time goes on. Giants, Slayton, Hopkins. Good days for them. Good day for everybody else too. Ingram, like I said, we'd love to get Ingram involved more. 2 catch for 18. That's a tough one. But, he does a good job of getting his perimeter guys the ball. Unfortunate. It ends up being a loss. Goes to overtime. Someone has to lose the game. Kamara, 5 for 114. I think Kamara leads in receptions. I'm not 100% sure. I don't feel like looking at it right now. Free game on your own. I think Kamara leads in receptions. Because every week he's coming out here and he's doing a great job out of the backfield. Mike Evans, 1 catch for 53. Tight end, good job. Galladay, 3 for 30. Antonio Gates Jr., 4 for 106. So good job from the junior coming out, having a great day. We'll keep an eye on the Packers and some of these running backs out of the backfield as we get closer to week 7, 8, 9. But it's the Green Bay Packers. They take the win. Doesn't affect the divisions at all. But for playoff seeding and all that later on down the line, that's a big win. Lions football team. I don't know who's going to win this game. First team to 10 wins, right? Washington, 0 offense. They were probably one of the worst offensive teams in the league, but elite defense. Lions, good defensive moves. Not sure how great they are. They've got Michael Thomas. He's 109 years old with like 17 speed. So he catches slants. If he catches maybe 64 slants tonight, they probably could find a way to win the game. Otherwise, I don't know who wins this. First one to 10 wins. Who knows? Anyway, that ain't the game of the night. The game of the night is Saints versus Falcons. 5:30 p.m. PST, 8:30 EST. It's going to be great. Yeah, hey, listen, Kamara doesn't drop the ball. Hey, I get you. Listen, I got CMC. Some of us got some really good running backs out of the backfield that create matchup problems for everybody. And I want to use them more too. I'm trying to, but can't do it. Can't do it. We got to find a way to let those other guys take the lead in receptions, and we'll figure it out later. And here we go. Let's take a peek here now at the NFL standings. We are week 5, so everything's starting to shape up a little bit. Everything's starting to take a little bit more shape as to what's going on. The Browns undefeated, over 200 points scored a game, averaging over 40 points a game, and only giving up 95. Oh no, the Super Bowl champions look to be the favorite again, playing at a high level. Someone tell Mac to get tired. Someone buy him. Do I gotta buy this guy a new game? Do you want me to buy you Lego Star Wars to keep you occupied? I will buy you Lego Star Wars. Stop playing so much Madden. You don't need it in your life. Bengals at 4-1. This is what we're talking about. The Bengals got to keep winning so that they can stay ahead of the Ravens, so that they can have a chance when they play the Browns to go ahead and maybe flip with them, and they could take control of the division. They got to keep pace. Ravens at 3-2. They've won 3 in a row. They started the season 0-2. They're starting to put it together. Steelers, right where they belong. Hashtag change the view. AFC South. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Haven't run a slant with Thomas once. Well, you should. Well, you should. Because I don't even know. Michael Thomas got 19 speed out here. He's got great release. Run the slant. That's what he does in real life. I don't know what you do. I know that Michael Thomas is really good for you. It was a great pickup, great free agent acquisition. I'm glad you're using him. Some people just pick guys up and they don't use them. So I'm glad you're doing it. Listen, you're playing Washington tonight. First team to 10 wins. Best of luck to you. Jaguars here in the AFC South at 3-2. They're coming off a loss to the Carolina Panthers, but that's not going to affect what's going on here. The Colts, god awful. The Titans, god awful. The Texans, mediocre with their constructed roster at this point. The roster's just no good, and he's going to struggle. So Texans have a chance for maybe a 7th seed, but they'll get bounced immediately, most likely, with Steinbeck at the helm. AFC East, in the worst division in all of football, in all of CFM, across the world, across the globe. There's better leagues, there's better divisions in leagues out in Uganda than this division right here. Okay? Horrible division. Patriots at 1-4, as are the defending AFC East champion Dolphins. They're at 1-4. They let a fair sim happen. They lost that. They're at 1-4 right now. This is big trouble for the Dolphins. Jets looking good here, 2-3. They dropped those couple early due to suspension from Lawrence. Otherwise, they would have won one of those games against the Buccaneers, but they lost it. Bills, they had to deal with the suspension of Josh Allen. And honestly, listen, every single one of these quarterbacks in the division just getting suspended. They can't control themselves. They're out of control. But the Bills are in the best spot roster-wise still. Even after all the moves they've made. They're still in the best spot roster-wise, minus the Jets, as far as who's better constructed to win the division. I still got to give Bills the edge right here. They've got to figure out a way to put it together. They have to. Losing the division last year, unacceptable. So all that work that happened in order to win the division 3 times in a row, I went to a Super Bowl, I did the playoffs, I did all these things. To lose the division wipes all of that away. That's just my opinion. Doesn't mean it has to be true. That's just my opinion. It was not good. You can't lose that division ever. AFC West. Chargers at 4-1. Chiefs at 2-2. Raiders 3-2, and the Broncos 2-3. And so right now at this point, it says the Chargers are first, and they are. But I still don't think this is the Chargers division. I just don't. I think that the Raiders and Chiefs, I believe the Chargers already have a loss to the Chiefs. I think the Raiders and Chiefs are gonna beat up on the Chargers because they're just one-dimensional, and they need to find a way to open it up. I think they just did that in this last game. Against their opponent where they won. But I think the Raiders and Chiefs are too much. Broncos are going to stay where they are. I see the Chargers, and maybe 2 teams come out of here for playoffs in the wild card, maybe only 1, but I don't see the Chargers winning the division. They got to sustain it for the entire season, and I don't think they can do it. NFC North. This is what was a rebuilding season has turned into same old season. Okay? What turned into we just be happy with the playoffs? Nope. He's trying to go for another Super Bowl appearance. Daniel Jones is the guy that could possibly take him there. He figured that out. They're at 4-1 now. Offensively, the defense is playing great. Offense is doing just enough to win the games. Lions, we'll see what they do tonight. They win tonight. They're at 3-2, second in the division. They got a chance. They got a chance at a wild card, which is great. You're not going to win the division. Even with your win over the Packers, you're not going to win the division because you're not going to get as many wins. So you might as well see if you can position yourself for that wild card appearance. Vikings, 2-3. They had to take a forced loss due to being out in the woods, fighting bears, eating deer jerky, um, fig leaf belt right around the butt cheeks. That's what he was doing. Um, and he's at 2-3 right now. There's a lot of time to turn that around for him. But once again, you're already 2 games behind, over a quarter of the season done. You're going to need the Packers to go on a losing streak. I don't really see that happening. The Bears, they're just 0-5, god awful. They're done. Once again, I'm going to attribute all of the losing in Chicago to gas prices. This is Biden's fault. This is Biden. Okay? He wants to keep the bus running. $6 a gallon. Can't do it. Bears lose 0-5. Hashtag blame Biden. Moving on, NFC South. Buccaneers and the Panthers both at 4-1. They'll play next week. Panthers have played a little bit better competition to this point in the schedule. Buccaneers have played lights out in pretty much all of their games except for one. It'll be a great matchup next week. Can't wait to see it. But this is the game everybody wants to see. Falcons and Saints. Okay? 2-2 and 0-4. I mean, both of these teams need this win. They need this win. And it ain't for a wild card, because that ain't happening. It isn't for the division. You out your mind. You're never going to beat me for the division. Okay? This is for bragging. This is to stay alive in circus. If you win, you can come up in circus. Yeah, I got you. I told you. If you lose this game, you need to break your phone. You need to get busy. You're done in circus. It's over. Don't come back. We'll see what happens tonight. 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. PST. Make sure you guys are watching. And in one of the toughest divisions, the NFC East, Giants at 3-2 off a loss to the Packers. That doesn't affect where they're going to be in the division standings. So there's still a lot of games here left. But they're 3-2. Washington yet to play tonight. Eagles at a solid 4-1 right now. They got a taste of the playoffs. They got a taste of wild card. They enjoyed it. They loved it. They went to overtime. They were almost there. They're trying to get back again, acquiring Rodgers. Cowboys 2-3. For all the Billy Baker, he's so great talk, he's not. Defense is no good. They're 2-3. It's not equaling wins. So to say I got this guy, we're so good, you're still in last in your division. It's not good. NFC West, Rams running away with it. They're 4-1. Cardinals at 1-4. I'm seeing this. This is not looking good here for the Cardinals. Niners and Seahawks, inconsistent, right? Inconsistent, both of them. I think the Rams, when they play the Niners, they already got a win there. Rams already got a win against the Cardinals. We'll see what happens when they play the Seahawks, but at this point, it looks like the Rams are going to be able to win this division and come out ahead into the playoffs. I don't think another playoff team comes out of here unless the Cardinals turn it around, which the Cardinals, after finishing first, have a first-place schedule, so they still have to play the Panthers. Probably got to play the Packers or whoever's left on the schedule. We'll see what happens. But right now, the Cardinals, we're going to keep a close eye on this, everybody. It looks like hashtag Koozie Tank. We'll call it the Koozie Tank. If this dude don't win 8-9 games, okay, he getting the boot. We booting him. We not putting up with that here in FML. We not putting up with that. You say that you got Travis Ward, you didn't need Kyler Murray, you need a win. I need 8-9 games from you. This 1-4 thing, that ain't gonna last. You better figure it out. There we go. Hey, listen, that's pretty much it. I appreciate you guys for coming out. Listen, Travis Ward, he's leading in yards, but he's still a bum. He's no good. Billy Baker, leading in yards, third in yards, still a bum. So we're not even going to worry about all the stats and stuff yet. It's not important at this point. We'll dig deeper into it as time goes on. But that's the Week 5 recap. Don't forget tonight, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, Atlanta, New Orleans, to the death. Can't wait. You guys take it easy. I